Guys, welcome to Javaism, and in this video we are going to talk about what is the volatile keyword and what is the difference between volatile keyword and synchronized keyword. So how it will work and how we can do it in the working as a professional. So each and everything we can discuss in this video. So please start with that one first. So please understand like what is the volatile keyword exactly. Okay, so if I talk about the volatile keywords, okay, so the volatile keyword does not catch the value of the variables in always read the variable from the main memory. So what is the meaning of that? Let me give one example so that you can understand. Okay, so here if you see, for example, we have a one computers. Okay, let me take one computers. Okay, so this is our one of the computers. Okay, let's assume, and this computers I will put, it's not like a computer. Yes, it's not like a computers. So this is the computer screens, and inside the computers we have built one application, and our application having a multiple thread. So let me create a multiple thread. So thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, and this system also having a something called some RAM, definitely. So this system having a some RAM in some places. Okay, so this is called RAM. Okay, let me give the name RAM memory, and RAM is also called a main memory, you can say, and this is the thread 1 you can say. Okay, and let me copy this thread 1, okay, and put multiple place, and just I will change the name thread 2, and this is the thread 3, I will give the name. Okay, so this is the three threads are running in our applications. Okay, and in our memory having a one so let me take this memory outside so that we can see that clearly. So let's take the memory outside. So for example, this is our memory. Okay, this is our memory. So whenever you do the operation and you store, so all your data will store in one heap memory area, right? Heap memory area, whatever the object you have created. Okay, heap memory area or a stack area. Okay, so you can see the stack also, you can create similarly a stack also, no issue. Okay, but we have to understand stack. Okay, maybe if you create a static variable, it will store inside the stack. Okay, now what will happen is, okay, when we are doing one operations with this thread in particular memory variables. So for example, we have a one variable called a, and a having, this is the main memory we can say. Okay, so inside the main memory, which is heap area, we can say, otherwise this is the main memory. Okay, fine. So what we are going to do is, here we have a one variable called a, and inside the a having a t right now. Okay, it's a store in that day, and every thread having our cache memory, so if I say like that, okay, this is the cache memory. So every thread having our own cache. Okay, cache. So in the cache, what will happen is, he will pull this data which is available in the main memory, and it will store here, and it will do the operation. So once operation is completed, it will push the final result. Okay, final result to the again main memory. Like that it will happen. Okay, so every thread are doing same thing, right? Every thread are doing the same operations in that particular variables. Okay, so what will happen is, if you not use the volatiles, and every memory, every threads having our own cache, so what will happen? They will store inside the cache, in the cache, and later if you see, the data will be inconsistent. Some thread having some other data, some thread having some other data, and whatever the operations we have performed, that is not a consistent. So because of that, volatile memory will came in the pictures while doing a work with the multiple threads. So for example, the volatile keyword cannot be used. So it's saying clearly here, volatile keyword does not catch the value of the variables and always read the variables from the memory. So if you not use the volatiles, it will store inside the cache. But if you use the volatile keyword, on that variables a, it will not store inside the cache. it will directly do the operation inside the heap, which is main memory area. Okay, so that your data will be consistent. Okay, so it's like not stored in the cache. Okay, it's always stored the main memory area. The volatile keyword cannot be used with the classes or method. This is also an important point. So many people think about, okay, we can use the volatile for the classes or method also. No, not possible. However, it is used with the variables only. We can use in the variables only. It is also granting visibility and ordering. It's prevent the compiler from the ordering of the code. Okay. So it's give the granting the visibility of ordering. Whatever the order we have to do the modification, it will preserve the order also. So volatile is very, very important. It will not lose the inconsistency. If you see here, we have created one variable called statics int 5. Statics int very equal to 5. What will happen? In the above example, assume that two threads are working on the same classes. Both threads run on the different processor, where each thread has its own local copy of var. If any thread modify its value, the change will not reflect to the original one in the main memory. It leads to the data inconsistency because the other thread is not aware of the modified value. Right? That is right. But if you use the volatile keyword, what will happen? In the above example, static variables are class members that are shared among all the objects. There is only one copy of the main memory. The value of the volatile variable will be never be stored in the cache. All read and write will be done from the main memory only. So that is the power of volatile. So if you are going with the multiple thread and we are doing work with the multiple thread, definitely you have to use the volatile keyword. Otherwise, the data will become inconsistent. Okay? I hope you understood. Okay? Let's go and see one example and see the how data will become inconsistent. Okay? So this is our we have created one classes. Let me create one more class here. Okay? And I will give the class name called volatile test, and inside this class, okay, inside this class, above the class, inside this class I will write a main method. Inside the class I will write main methods. So let me write main methods. In that class I will write class class I will write called count, same thing. Okay, so the count is one of the class. Okay, and inside the count class I will create one variable. So let me create the variable name called int. Okay, and int and something name I will give. Okay, so int and I will give the name called count, and count equal to, I will give nothing as of now, so let me give 0. Okay, and for that I will create two methods, which is public, okay, void get count. So if I write get count, so I have to change, I have to return this value. So I will return int and get I will give the name called get count, and this is the value, and I will return this dot count value. Okay, done. And one more method I will create for increment this count. So I will write publics void increment, and the peoples will pass the value. So int n I will take. Okay, so whatever the value peoples will pass, this dot count I will increment with this dot count plus n, whatever the value they pass. So through that I will increment it. Okay, so our one classes is ready. Okay, one class is ready, and this is the count class. So it's like this count is already defined. Okay, so it's already defined, so I will give some other name. What is the name I can give? Increment count. Increment count, right? So this is the method name, I have changed it now. Okay, because in the previous class we have already defined it. Okay, now I am going to create two threads, because those threads are going to do the operations on this particular increment count data, which is count. Okay, so let me create one more class, two classes I will create. My thread, my test thread 1, I will give like that name, and inside this thread class I will write first I will initialize the object of this one. So first that I will write increment, okay, increment count, and increment count I will write, and for that I will create one constructor. So public my test thread 1, and through that I will take increment count. Okay, and increment count some will pass. Okay, so we can take those one, and we can write here is dot increment count equal to C. Okay, that is fine. So we have created one constructor here, and we have initialized this increment count. Okay, now inside this I want to make it thread, so I have to extend the thread class. Okay, and I will write extend the thread, so I will write here thread. Okay, and one more method I will write here, which is run method. So public void run method, and what will happen with the run methods, I will make it override. Okay, override, and inside the main methods I will do two things. First, what I will do is I will print the existing value. Okay, so I will print s out. Okay, and inside this out I will print one thing like what is the current thread name. So I will write current thread. So first I have to write thread and current thread. So current thread, let me remove first thread dot current thread. Okay, dot then thread dot current thread dot get name. Okay, get name I will pass here, or get ID I have passed, so you can write here get name first. Okay, so this is the thread name, and along with that I will pass the value also. So I will write value of count. Okay, value of count I will call here, and I will print it. So before going to print it I have to call those. So I will write here increment count dot count get count. I will call get count methods, and get count method will give me the some variables. So I will store those value, which is count. Okay, which is integer type only, it's computing. So let's take some time. So this is the count value will came. Now I can display those count value here. Okay guys, if you not understood, please let me know. Thus this is the count value we have stored. Okay, once you store the count value, okay, now again we have to increment this. So as of now we have written here get count. Now what I will do is I will write one more line of the code, and here I will write increment count dot increment. Okay, and here I will pass 1, so that it will increment with the 1. And again what I will do is this line of the code I will print. This line of the code I will print. Okay, and before going to print I have to read once again. Okay, I have to read once again. Okay, so this is read count value, and read count value and print. So print, and this is for we are incrementing the count value, so we can write CRINCREME and increment count value by 1. So we are increasing the count value also. So this is the one threads only we have written. So let me copy this thread. Okay, this is the one thread, and paste it so that we can create a multiple thread. And basically we have to do the work with the multiple thread. So let me give the name called 2, and this is also 2. Okay, any other places changes not required, all are same only. Okay, and this is something called and here I can give like this is the old value of count. Okay, and this is the new value of count. Okay, we have incremented. Now again we can write here this is the old value of count, and this is the new value of count. And we have not used the volatile keyword as of now, we have already know. Okay, we have not used the volatile keyword here. If you want to use, you can write here. Okay, before data types we have to write volatile. Okay, so if you use the volatiles, you have to make these variables like syntax error token volatile void expected. So this method like legal modifier for the get method, so we have to make it a static. Okay, why it's giving the errors? Count cannot be resolved or is not a field. Okay, so it's an int type. Now it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So let me remove this one also as static. Still it's working, but I don't want to use volatile as of now. Just we have created one value and we are doing the work with the multiple thread environment. Okay, so we have created 2 threads and it's running. And now what we can do is we can run this thread. Okay, 2 threads. So I have to create the object for those 2 threads, and I have to do the work on that. So what I will do is I will create my test thread t1 equal to new my test thread, and inside this we have to pass the increment test object. So first I will create increment count. Okay, c equal to new increment count object I will create it, and those object I will easily pass here. Okay, and then after what I will do is I will create one more object, control shift arrow down, and this is the 2, this is also 2, this is also 2. Okay, so we have created 2 threads, and 2 threads I'm going to start. So I will write what t1 dot start, okay, and t2 dot start. Okay, both threads will start, and let me run this one. So once we run this, you can see the output. Okay, so this is the thread 0, old value of the count is 0, fine, and again we have incremented, so thread 0, new value of the count is 1, that is also fine, no issue. The second thread will be executed. Okay, and old value of the count is 1, and again it's incremented, the new value of the count is 2. If you run once again, now if you see, it's saying like thread 0, old value of the count is 0, okay, and thread 1, old value of the count is 0. So what will happen here? So thread 1, it's executing in between, so it means that thread 0, old value of the count is already executed, and first time 0, now it's incremented with the 1. It's incremented with the 1, but it's saying like the thread 1 old value is count is still 0, and here it's saying like thread 1 new value of the count is 2. Okay, so that is not giving the consistent data. If you run once again, different output you can see. If you run one again, you can see different output, different outputs, different outputs, different outputs. Okay, so it means that this is not a consistent data. Whatever we are seeing, thread 1 old value of the count is 0, thread 0 old value of the count is 0. What is the meaning of that? That means it's running from the cache only, that is not working properly. So what we can do is we can give here volatile, so that we can give here volatile. So now this object is become volatile, and this count value will read from the main memory only, it will not read from the cache. And now if you see, just save it and make it a static, make it a statics. Okay, and try to run it. If you run this, first you can see thread 1 old value of 0, thread 0 old value of count is 0, and thread 1 new value count is 1. Okay, and then thread 0 new value count is 2. That is fine. Okay, that is fine, that is fine. If you run like that, it will work same thing. Okay, so it will give the correct value, it will not give any wrong value now. Okay, it's always running the reading the value from the actual memory. Okay, so you can remove the static also, no issue, and you can put the static also, no issue. Okay, so like that it will work, the volatiles. Okay, and it's working on that, so that you can understood like how is it to work. Okay, Thank you so much. You can just go through that and you can try and do the practice, like how it will differentiate and how it will work and how we are running it, and go to one by one and try to implement this so that your skill will be what is the volatile keywords and synchronization keyword differences. So basically volatile keywords improves the thread performance and it's also keep it safe. Synchronization slow down the thread performance because it will block the object and it will provide the access of the particular method one by one, so that we can say performance is slow little bit. Volatile variables read from the main memory. So volatile variables will store the data in the main memory, it will not store the data in the cache memory. Synchronization read from the cache memory only, so it will do the work with the cache only. The thread cannot be blocked in case of waiting. So in that case thread will not block, but if you go with the synchronization, the thread will be blocked in case of the waiting. Okay, and it will provide the one by one access only. Okay. Thank you so much.